Hello everybody. So this is going to be the look that I'm going to do a tutorial on today. It is a Valentine's Day inspired cut crease, and I had the idea for this look about a week or two ago, and so I wanted to make sure that I got this up before Valentine's Day. So yay, here it is. And I have a nifty little trick on how to get the perfect cut crease. This is the first time that I'm ever doing a cut crease, and I think it came out pretty damn good. So I will go ahead and share that with you throughout the tutorial. So if you want to go ahead and see this tutorial, then go ahead and keep on watching. Alrighty everybody, let's go ahead and get started. So first I'm going to take my Urban Decay Primer Potion in Eden, and I'm going to put this all over my lid. I place kind of a good amount on my lid because I'm going to also put some down at the bottom, and I want to make sure that I spread this out all the way up to the brow bone, all along the eyelid. And then I'm also going to put this down on underneath my bottom lashes for the shadow that we're going to put there at the end. So grab your eyelash curlers. This is our magic wand right there. So we're going to grab the Naked 3 palette, and the first color I'm going to take is Limit. This is going to be the lighter of the pink shades that we're going to use for the cut crease portion of the tutorial. Yes, I was jamming out. So I went on ahead and took the Naked brush from the Naked 2 palette, and I'm going to use the Fluffy Dome brush side of that. So I'm dipping that in the color Limit. And then here's the fun part. So you're going to grab your eyelash curler and you're just going to place that over your eyelid, right to where your crease is, right underneath it. And that is going to be your guide for putting on the shadows for your cut crease. So I'm just blending everything, having it a little bit heavier closest to the crease area, and then blending it upwards. So as you can see, that is magic. The easiest way to go ahead and get your cut crease if you are not that experienced. So I totally forgot to put this on before I started. So I'm taking my tape and putting that on the back of my hand, ripping it off, putting it on again so that it's not so sticky. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it a little bit so that it's not the full piece of tape that is on, that's going to be underneath my eyes, because having so much of that tape down at the bottom, it can kind of take off your highlighter and your blush a little bit. So I just fold it over just so that it doesn't go down so far. I place the bottom part like right underneath the eyelashes, and then I go on ahead and just line it up. Phone. Freaking laptop is dying. We can't have that. So I'm just going to go on ahead and go back into the color Limit and just darken that up a little bit. So next we're going to take our darkest shade, and that is called Nooner. And this is going to be the darker color that we're going to have into our crease. I'm going to take the same brush, and I just wiped the coloring off of my hands that was on there. And I'm going to go into Nooner and then do the same thing. I'm going to place the eyelash curler on into place and then start blending that color in. So now I'm just taking a little bit more of that Nooner color and just kind of building it closest to the crease, and then I'm going to blend that out some more and get those edges that I wasn't able to get while the eyelash curler was there in the way. So I'm going to take my Sonia Kashuk blending brush And I am going to go back into the lighter color limit and just kind of soften that top portion of it out. Basically just doing some blending and getting it exactly the way that I want it. So after that, I'm going to take my brush from Coastal Scents. This is number 20 in the brush roll that I have, and it's just a synthetic angled brush, like an eyeliner brush. And my NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk, and I'm going to use this just to kind of clean up that crease area, create that sharper line. So I'm taking the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil on my brush, and I'm just basically going to outline that crease of my eye. And I'll go ahead and zoom in so you can really see. Slowly taking the brush and just light, short strokes. I'm just going along the edges of the crease with that liner brush. And I'm kind of dragging it like sideways and down just because I don't want to go directly sideways because I'm worried that it's going to just swipe up into the crease. So I'm kind of dragging it over and down just so that I can keep a good, what was the word I'm looking for? Keep a good control of the brush. There we go. So then once I have that line going through exactly the way that I want it to start off, and just go over the edges one more time. Just to get it a little cleaner. Now I'm taking the excess off of the brush, and then I'm going to use my finger and take that into the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil, and then going ahead and just place that on the rest of my lid area. Oh, I'm so sorry. I swear I took the volume off. Oh, just on the music. Anywho. So yes, I'm placing the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil all over my lid now. And that's just to further intensify the light shade that we're going to use on our lid. So you can kind of see up in the bottom part of that crease area, kind of where some white lines and everything are. So I'm going to go ahead and correct those here in a little bit. Just take the same naked dome brush that I had that I used to put on the color, that shade Nooner, and then just go back in and just kind of blend that out so that those little white pieces aren't there anymore. And then I'm going to take my IT Cosmetics brush, and this is the smudger brush that I got in a little mini set. And I like using this for my lid color. I'm using the color Strange from the Naked 3 palette. This is the lightest shade. And I like using this brush because it really packs the color really well. And because it's so short, I'm able to get just a more precise application of it. So I wanted to make sure that I use this brush to place the color on my lid. So then first I'm going to do just the main parts of the lid, since that's easier, just to place that color. And then I'm going to kind of slowly work my way up to the crease area. No worries if you accidentally get some into that crease area. We can always go back and blend that out, which I do later on, and just kind of clean up any edges and anything like that to get it to where I want it. So here's where I went ahead and grabbed that naked brush that I used to put on the color Nooner, and then I'm just going to blend out those areas there by the crease. Just help it to look more neat. And once I'm done with that, I'm going to grab my BH Cosmetics brush. And this just came in a brush set. It doesn't have a name or a number, but it's just a fluffy blending brush. So I'm going to use from the Urban Decay Ultimate Basics palette, I'm going to use the lightest shade in there. And that is called, oops, that shade is called Blow. There wasn't any other shade in the Naked 3 palette that I wanted to use. I didn't want to use the same shade that I used for my lid. And so this was the closest one that I could find that was kind of in the color scheme that I wanted. That was a lot lighter and didn't have like that much of a pigment to it. So I went on ahead and went with that one. So I'm just taking that brush and just blending that in underneath the brow bone. That's our brow highlight. So next I grabbed my liner, and with it I went on ahead and through one of my samples of perfumes, but this is the gel liner from Coastal Scents, and this is called Raven, and it's just their plain black liner. And I'm going to use a brush, an angled brush that I also got from Coastal Scents, and the number on there shows BRC S18. It's just a angled brush. So I'm going to go ahead and keep the tape on there and use that as my guideline and use that to create my wing. And once I have that where I want it, I go ahead and take the tape off so you can see that really nice crisp line that we have there, which was the desired effect. So now I'm going to take the brush that came with the gel liner, and I'm going to use that to put the gel liner on my waterline. And I was having some issues trying to do this with, one-handed and using the mirror to put it on, but I just couldn't get it. So eventually I gave up and I went on ahead and put it on off camera. But putting this gel liner in the waterline was so easy. It went on so nicely. I love it. It's the first time I ever did that. So, woohoo! Putting that away, we are going to get on with the bottom lashes. So this is an e.l.f. smudge brush. And we're going to use this to put these shadows underneath our bottom lash line. So I'm going to go in with the lightest shade first. I'm going to go in with Limit, and I'm going to put this on my bottom lashes. And I went ahead and zoom in so you can see. Just placing it right underneath and kind of taking it down just a little bit further since we're going to place another shade right on top of that. So the next one, I just went on ahead and brushed the excess off, and I'm going to use the same brush to go into Nooner, which was our darkest shade that we used, and I'm going to put this closer to the lash line, so I'm not going to take it down as far. Take it in about 2/3 of the way, just like I did with the first shade. So now I'm going to take my eyelash curlers and actually use them for what they're supposed to be used for and curl my lashes. And then after that, I'm going to be using my favorite mascara. Y'all already know. My Benefit Bad Gal Lash. Once I was finished doing that, I felt like I needed to put some mascara on the bottom lashes. So I went on ahead and did that. Now we're going to move on to the lips. I wanted to keep the lips fairly neutral, so the first thing that I did was I took my, I know you can't really read it, but it's my Napoleon Perdue Lip Service, my Autopilot Lip Service Lip Balm. And they used to sell this at Ulta, but they don't anymore, and it makes me so sad. So I have to order it online, and it's like $45 to ship it to the US. But I swear it is worth it. It is the best lip balm I've ever used. But I just take a tiny, tiny amount of that, and I place that on my lips before I put on my lipstick, because I am going to be using a Colourpop lipstick, and those tend to be fairly drying on the lips. So what I'm going to use is from the Hello Kitty collection. So cute packaging, love it. And this shade is Tiny Chum. Like I said, I wanted to keep the lips fairly neutral but still have a color to them. So went on ahead and went with this dusty pink shade. And that is the finished look. Happy Valentine's Day! Alrighty, everybody, that is the finished look. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I really did have a lot of fun doing this one, since this was my first cut crease. It was really exciting and everything, and I'm really happy with the way that it turned out. So if you guys enjoyed this tutorial, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you have any comments or questions or requests for anything, then go ahead and leave those down below. Don't forget to subscribe if you like, and check out my other videos, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.